Yo, what's up guys? Today we will be explaining how and making generic ice cream. For the materials, you will need a cup with measurements in milliliters, an empty yogurt container, about 750 grams, measuring spoons, small sealable bags such as Ziplocs, a big sealable bag, a small towel, white sugar, vanilla extract, half and half milk, ice cubes, and finally salt. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Firstly, in the small sealable bag, place 1 tablespoon of sugar, half a cup of half and half or milk or heaving whipped cream, and 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla extract. We added sugar, vanilla extract, and half and half milk for a sweet, creamy, and vanilla taste. For the second step of this experiment, we must seal this bag, making sure there is no air left inside. Once this is done, gently place this bag in the other sealable bag or Ziploc, making sure that there is no air inside of it yet again. This is to have a sweet and non-salty ice cream. To complete the third step of this experiment, we must add 5 to 6 ice cubes at the bottom of the yogurt container. For the fourth step, we must place the sealable bag containing all the ingredients inside the yogurt container. For the fifth step of this experiment, we must place more ice cubes until the yogurt container is full, not overloading, because we must be able to close the container. To understand how the salt causes the ice to melt and lowers the overall temperature in the bag, you need to learn a little more about the ice. Ice is the crystallized form of water. In order for crystals to form, the water molecules have to slow down and carefully line up in an orderly pattern. The warmer the surrounding temperature, the more the molecules bounce around, and the harder it is to get them to line up. As it gets colder, the molecules slow down. Their slower movements allow them to line up more carefully and thus form crystals. Even after ice is formed, 2 things are constantly happening at the surface of the ice. 1. The ice at the surface is melting. 2. The melted water is refreezing. Next up, for the sixth step of the experiment, add 1/4 cup or 100 milliliters of salt in the yogurt container. With the salt, as the ice cubes start to melt a little bit, the water molecules mix with the salt molecules. Now you have salt and water molecules moving around together. The mixture makes it harder for the water molecules to make an orderly pattern. The salt molecules keep interfering. This means that the rate of the ice freezing at the surface goes down. So, overall, the ice cubes start melting faster. As it is melting, the ice absorbs heat and thus lowers the temperature. Step number 7 of this experiment is to close the lid of the yogurt container. And for step number 8 of the experiment, we must set a timer for 10 to 15 minutes on the app called Clock. For step number 9 of this experiment, we must shake the container thoroughly for these 10 to 15 minutes until the ice cream solidifies. This is a result of the salt water lowering the freezing point of water. In fact, because the salt molecules can cause the water to become colder, it is possible for a mixture of salt and water with ice to get below 0 degrees Celsius, the temperature at which water normally freezes at. This is great for freezing a mixture and turning it into real ice cream. In technical terms, the salt causes a freezing point depression, meaning it makes the temperature at which water freezes lower than it is for pure water. For step number 10 of the experiment, we must open the lid and take the sealable bag out slowly. Next up is step number 11. Make sure to wash your hands and the outside part of the sealable bag because there is leftover salt after shaking. For step number 12 of the experiment, we must remember to wash our eating surface and utensils to make sure that everything is clean, as well as all the reusable materials used in the experiment, i.e. measuring spoons, small bags, and cups with measurements. And for the final step of the experiment, once opened, make sure to enjoy your soft, creamy, and sweet ice cream.
Thanks for listening.